Hi, Gemma here from the Central Council of Church Bell Ringers. Today we are going to present a helpful guide with help from our friend Will from St Paul's in Melbourne, Australia, who will guide us on how to make the most of social online platforms through tried and tested algorithms, different elements in your posts, with the aim to maximize your opportunities online. Today we'll be exploring Instagram, Facebook, and the use of Meta Business Suite.
Hi, thank you, Gemma, for that wonderful introduction. As Gemma has said, I'm from Melbourne in Australia, not Melbourne in the UK. We are bell ringing all over the world, and we have had quite a lot of success with social media. And I'm here to share what we have had success with, how we've had that success, and some important information about how to make these tools work for you to make the whole process a whole lot easier. So we've all made our social media accounts. We've got our Facebook, we've got our Instagram, and we have been posting a little bit in your own various towers and associations, but you want to know how to make it work a little bit better. So you're probably looking at something that looks a little bit like this. It's just Facebook. There's no great secrets to what we're doing so far. We just want to start by showing you some quick tools on Facebook, and then we're going to come across to the Meta Business Suite, which is not just for businesses and companies. It is out there for everyone to use, including social groups and community groups, which we would fall under as well. So having a quick look at the St Paul's Cathedral Melbourne Bell Ringers Facebook page, just really quickly, we've got our logo, a nice clear photo on our cover page as well, which is going to be super inviting for people to come and have a look at. A little bit about who we are and where we are, and links to our association page there as well. If you haven't done that, please take the opportunity to fill that in on your own Facebook pages. It's going to direct people to where you can capture them, and they can get onto your towers and associations from there. Super quickly, I just want to talk about the composition of a post and how a post is going to interact with the Facebook algorithm or the Instagram algorithm. It's very much the same thing. It's the same company looking after both of these. When we have a nice little reel or a photo that we're going to post, we need to have what it is about, which for us, this was just a filler piece that I chucked up the other day, some grands and triples from the archives. What's happening in there? Keep it short and punchy. And then all of the rest of it looks a little bit complicated, but I've actually got that as a copy and paste in a text document on my computer. It's also saved on my phone, so I don't have to type the complicated bits very often. We're pointing them down to our association tower page where we can capture them, and we can put them on to the tower secretary, the tower captain, and all our contact information and operating hours. And then we have some hashtags down the bottom, including the Central Council's We Are Bell Ringing hashtag. These hashtags are bringing people in from other parts of social media, particularly ones around location. So for us, we use Melbourne, and anyone that is at the football, at a gig, or at a school, or almost anything, they're using this hashtag Melbourne. So when people are scrolling on from this hashtag Melbourne, that they've been on another post, they're going to come across our content. And we were pleasantly surprised how many people that we were actually getting just from these hashtags to come to our social media page. But now we've got them there with our hashtags. They've seen our content. Where do we want them to go? Like I said before, we have our link to our tower landing page on our association website. So all of the information that we need to capture them as a potential ringer, a potential member, or a visitor from the UK. We get a lot of those. All of that information is there for us. So that's a little bit about how to make the algorithm, how to interact with the algorithm. We're trying to bring people in from outside, and then we need to give them somewhere to go. And we can, in the Meta Business Suite, we'll get onto this in a minute, we can see how many people are clicking through on that link as well, and what kind of conversion rate we've got, how many people are stopping and looking at the whole length of our video, which is a good opportunity to come across to Instagram. Same thing here. Instagram is very much newer for our organization. We have only been operating an Instagram account for a couple of months, and we're still growing that organically. Our Facebook page has existed for a little bit longer, and so we were already interacting with the algorithm quite well. And I'll talk about how that growth has occurred a little bit later. But same thing here, predominantly Reels, and they are set up with that same interaction here. What's happening, where to go, and how they're getting to our page in the first place. On our Instagram accounts as well, try and keep any logos or cover photos or anything that you're using the same. It's really good brand awareness and just a good best practice policy. When people see your content on different platforms, they're going to see the same consistent logos and information, which is just a very good branding exercise. We've also got our link here to take us through to our landing page as before, and then one to take us back to Facebook. With the Meta Business Suite, we can set these things up so everything shares and directs people across all your platforms. There'll be some people that prefer using Facebook, some prefer using Instagram, some that prefer both. So you have plenty of options there as well. Bringing us to the Meta Business Suite. Now, some people are never going to have heard of this before, but this is where your favorite content creators, businesses that you interact with on Facebook and Instagram, this is how they upload all their content. It's, well, just like I said, it's an uploading tool first and foremost, and it makes it easy to post on 2 platforms at the one time, cuts your workload in half, and has a whole heap of cool tools that we're going to briefly touch on. We are going to start with the planner. The planner is going to do a whole lot of heavy lifting, in that you can see your whole month ahead, just like your normal diary, in work or personal life. And when we see a gap, we can create a post or a reel or almost anything that we want directly from this planner. This planner also gives us a lot of really important information as well, such as when people are most active in the coming week. And that's down here. I can see that lots of people in the UK watch our content because most active members on Instagram are on at 4 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is, I'm not quite sure what that works out to in England, but it's sort of in the afternoon, in the evening, when people are sort of finishing work and starting to scroll on their phone while they're waiting for dinner to cook or picking the kids up, or all sorts of important things there. So we can look at that as either a week or a month view, and it's going to give you an overview of the content that you have coming out, the content that you have posted recently, and you can plan ahead up to 3 weeks of worth of content. Most of the content that we post, we don't post on the day. We've actually preloaded that 3 weeks earlier, just making life easier for everyone. It means you only have to have one busy day of doing content creation every month, and you're pretty much doing all of your work ahead of time. So let's really quickly make a post. Using the planner, we're going to check and see when a gap is coming up, and I've very strategically left a gap for this coming Saturday. And it says that our most interaction is at 6 a.m. So we're going to make a post for 6 a.m. this coming Saturday, evening, English time, the day prior. Having a look here, it's going to show that it's going to post on both platforms at the same time, which is what we want because we want to work smarter, not harder. And then we want to choose a piece of content to post. Just to keep things really easy, we're going to post the St. Paul's Society of Bell Ringers logo again, because it's a very good looking logo and it deserves to be posted. We're coming back across to our text document. We're going to copy this information. And again, working smarter, not harder. It's already formatted. It's exactly where I want everything to be. And then I can just put something very brief about that if we wanted to, which is all good. And you've got lots of tools here to help you write with AI if you're so inclined as well. And then you can actually set these schedules to be offset different times, different hours. If your Facebook audience and your Instagram audience are more active at different times, you want to be posting for them, not posting for yourselves. So you're getting those times right as well. Other tools that you can use here as well, Collaborator. You can invite another page or another creator to interact with this and have it post on their platform as well. Just recently with the Tom Scott video that came out, if the Central Council had produced that video and the Central Council of Church Bell Ringers was posting that on their Instagram and wanted to collaborate with Tom on that post, that's where they would put his Instagram username or page URL, and it would automatically send them an invite. All they have to do is click yes, and it appears on their feed as well. Super good if you're doing tower outings or the National 12 Bell competition and you want to get on the York page and your own association's page, you've got options. You can share it to your story as well. I tend not to do this. We don't get a lot of interaction with our stories, but this may change in the future and your audience may be different as well. When you're ready to go, you can just hit schedule. It's just going to take a couple of seconds and it's going to say that that's good to go. And it's going to give us an option to use an ad specifically for Facebook, but for Instagram as well. Most of the time, because we're not making money off our content, we're not selling a lot, you're going to be burning money. So I would recommend not using the ad function unless you want to set a budget with your association to do so. And you set it based on the day. Do you want to spend $2 or $200? Do you want to run it over 7 days or a month? You've got options there as well. Then it'll give you some data on how much growth you're expected to get from there. We generally don't, so we hit maybe later. And we move on. Takes us back to our planner. We can see that Saturday the 25th has our 2 new pieces of content ready to go, which means I can have a sleep in on Saturday, which is super nice. It's doing all the heavy lifting for us and lean into the planner. Plan ahead, get as much content as you can out, and you need to be posting every 2 to 3 days. Another part of the algorithm is it wants to see consistency, and posting every 2 to 3 days leaves you opportunities that if something comes up like a Tom Scott video coming out on YouTube, you've got the opportunity to share it and fill one of those spare slots that you already have during the week. Striking competition results are another good one to put in there as well. So that's the planner. That's where we're going to spend quite a lot of our time when we're actually operating is looking ahead and looking behind and filling in the gaps. The next most important thing on the Meta Business Suite is called the Insights tab. It's just located over there on the left. I should say all of this application is available on your phone or your iPad as well. It's a free platform. It automatically signs in using your Facebook credentials, so there's no secret handshake that you need to know to make it work. You don't have to pay for it, and you don't have to pay for ads if you don't want to operate them. Now, our performance is looking a little bit on the decline. This is comparing one month to another. So in the previous month, our growth, our views were up, our growth and our followers were up as well. So it's showing a lot in the red. We've had a quieter July last 28-day period than we did the previous 28-day period as an overview. What we can do though is if we come down out of the overview tab and into results, we can see all of that same information again. which you can export each one of these individually. So if you're presenting at your church AGM or the Tower AGM, you can actually pull preloaded graphs over a specific time period if you would like, which is super helpful in showing growth and interaction with your page. What we're going to do is we're going to set a custom date here for the start of this year, 1926, which is going to help show some of the fantastic growth that we've had down here in Melbourne for the social media. And like I said, our social media has existed for quite a long time, and it never really went anywhere. We didn't know how to use these tools, or the person at the time didn't know how to use these tools, and I've brought my day job into this and weaponized it, so we've got some results. So these we can export, like I said before. We can set these date ranges for anything that we really like, and we can go from there. You can also set goals in here as well if you want to grow more, get more views, anything that you want really. You can set that as a goal. Content interactions is really important. Content interactions are people that have commented, liked, or shared. Even if they've left a frowny face and a horrible comment, it's going to show as one of these 15,000 people that have done so in this particular pile for St. Paul's, Melbourne. As well, we've had 211 people click through the link that we have posted, either earlier links that we've had before we started this more structured format, and then through the Tower landing page that we've had. We had a huge day when we posted the link to the National 12 Bell competition. Our audience seemed to want to be involved with that, which is absolutely fantastic. Speaking of the audience, we can also get, for the same time period, we can also get our audience, which it's important to know who you're talking to at any given time. If you're using a particular piece of music or a particular style, you need to know whether you're appealing to a predominantly male, predominantly female, whether it's whether it's a younger audience, an older audience. And as we can see here, most of our audience, the lion's share of our audience is under 50, and predominantly from the UK, which is absolutely not a surprise at all. Top cities can be a little bit confusing because there's so many. You get one click in Prague and it starts showing on that list. The top countries is really important though. So there's people in France, Mexico, Bangladesh, the Philippines, and India that are watching our content, which is fantastic. There's no change ringing towers in the Philippines, but 5% of all of our followers come from the Philippines, which is fantastic. Looking at our content overview as well, we can see the statistics on some of our content in a very broad approach. We can sort it by the number of people that we have reached over a total period of time, which we've had one particular post has reached 245,000 individual Facebook accounts, and it's had 2,700 likes, reactions, comments, 38 shares. We can get some further information on that if we click through to it, and it will tell us the amount of people that have viewed it the amount of views that we have had in total, and compared to the amount of individual viewers that we have had. We can see how many total interactions we've got with comments, likes, shares, and the total amount of time, if you laid all of the timing out, how many days, how many hours, how many minutes from one end to another of the total watch time there. Another important information is how many followers a particular post has gotten us. So this post has gotten us about a quarter of all of our growth, just off this one 11-second video of a learner, and it's about 2 complete strokes. That's the total video, 11 seconds. As we come down the page, we can see how long in 15-minute, starting from the first 15-minute increment, how many people have watched this particular reel. This is very early in the building process for us, so we didn't have a huge following when this posted at the start of April. And so it did take some time to get over a few hundred views. But at about the 3-day mark, 2-day, 3-day mark, we started to see very, very rapid growth. And by the end of the 2-week mark, we were already at 131,000 views, and it continued to grow from there. We're very, very proud of this growth, as you can tell. The next block is going to tell us when people are tuning in and when people are tuning out. Most people in our videos are tuning out at the 3-second mark, which is the average amount of time. What's this? What am I looking at? Scroll on. What's this? What am I looking at? Scroll on. A lot of people, though, 139,000 views, have been the total 11 seconds, which is absolutely fantastic. So 139,000 people essentially have watched that content from one end to the other. And there's more interaction, more on interactions down here. 10 people click through to the link to get to our tower landing page, which is fantastic. And again, it's going to give us the amount of people from what countries, what regions are watching what, our age ranges on this particular video of, when people set up their Facebook, how old they've said that they are, including the negative stuff as well. There's 3 people who are fairly angry about that. Not sure what that's about. We've got a good learning video there, which was just actually something I had on my phone at the time. So it just goes to show you don't need the most polished video or the most intentional video. It can just be some random piece of 10-second fluff that you have on your phone, and we can put that on and make some magic from there. So we've given you a brief overview of the Meta Business Suite, how to make some posts, how to plan ahead, some recommendations on posting fairly regularly in the composition of a post, and how to get that data back out of what is actually happening. The very, very last thing that you need to do is you need to ask people to follow you. Now, you can find them all individually through Facebook, the old-fashioned way, or we can go down to the Grow Your Audience part of the homepage of the Meta Business Suite. This will populate a list of everyone that has left a comment or has had an interaction in the last, since you did it last, and it will it will roll over every 6 months. So if you don't do this, you're going to lose people after 6 months. So you'll lose the opportunity to invite them. So I'd say do it once a month. Now, I did just do this the other day as part of my mid-month process that I just prefer to do it that way. We can select all of these interactions and I can send those invites. And that's going to be 100 people that have had a link sent to them. It just says, hey, you should like and follow our page. And that's all it is. Super unintrusive. If they're not interested, it's just a notification in their application. They can move on. So that is about everything that we sort of have. I would recommend posting regular content, film everything, get a couple of people in your towers and associations to film everything. There's always someone in Belltail with their phone out at any given time, so put them to work. And that's everything from me.
That's great. Thank you so much, Will, for the really useful advice today. It's really good to get your valuable insight from post creation all the way to scheduling. If anybody would like any further support or guidance on how best to maximize their social media platforms, feel free to reach out to us, where Will and I can provide you with any further advice. Thank you.